Career Corner. See if all these jobs match up with your list. To grow the crops that feed a dairy herd, you need agricultural scientists to help grow healthy crops and reduce damage from insects and disease. To plant, manage, and harvest those crops, you need hay, corn, and soybean farmers. Of course, they in turn need farm equipment, made by equipment manufacturers. Then there are all the people who raise and take care of the animals. It starts with the people who own and manage the dairy farm, like Mr. Pagel, and they get professional help from veterinarians, cow nutrition specialists, and workers to feed and care for the cows. Milking also employs technicians who install and maintain the sophisticated milking equipment. Then there are also milkers who do the different steps in the milking process. Safety inspectors check the milk, and the milk truck drivers transport it to processing centers. There, scientists and technicians help pasteurize the milk, and other workers put it in containers to be sold at stores. And most of Wisconsin's 12,000 dairy farms are family-owned, like Pagel's. The state's dairy industry employs about 170,000 people.
Thanks, Emma, but I think you forgot a few jobs here. I mean, just look at this thing. It's definitely technology at work. It's an anaerobic digester system, and it powers the whole town and generates electricity and all kinds of other valuable stuff from cow manure. Come on. So this is the digester system. Cool.
Yeah, you must be the new farmhand. This is where all the action takes place. The manure gets pumped into the digester right there, and we heat it up to 100 degrees, and that's when the natural bacteria inside the cow manure takes over and produces the biogas.
Adam explained that when the manure is fully treated with the bacteria and heat, gas goes through the big pipe and gets cleaned inside those concrete scrubbers with other bacteria before going to fuel the giant engine that powers the turbine. The solids get dried and recycled to be used for cow bedding back in the barns. And the liquid gets recycled and eventually spread as fertilizer back on the farm field. Man, everything gets recycled using this technology. But the biogas is the powerhouse here. I had one question though.
Wait, what kind of gas? Do you mean gasoline?
No, it's biogas. It's composed of methane and CO2.
Oh, that's why you call it biogas, because biologically the bacteria is making the gas. I get it.
Exactly, Josh. Just to give you an idea of the size of the digester, there's 21 days of cow manure from all the cows on the farm inside that digester. That's about 2.6 million gallons inside that digester of manure.
So the tiny bacteria generate the methane from the heated manure. And that's the source of energy which powers the huge engine which turns the turbine that produces electricity. The engine powered from the biogas was ginormous. It had 20 cylinders and 2,200 horsepower.
The engine produces heat and electricity, so the digester is self-sufficient. It doesn't have to bring any outside heat in, and it produces enough electricity to provide electricity for 900 homes.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is.
You mean that the whole town of Kewanee gets all its electricity from cow manure?
All of Kewanee could be powered from cow manure. On average, it takes 4 cows to produce 1 kilowatt hour of electricity.
So let me get this straight. With today's technology, you take all the waste out of the cow and you make it into a bunch of valuable stuff like electricity and gas?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We produce electricity and gas, and we produce the biosolids for the cows to bed on, and the manure that is left over is the fertilizer for their crops when they're growing.
So how does it make you feel every day when you're working on something that really does help the environment?
It makes me feel great. It definitely makes my job a lot more enjoyable knowing that I'm doing something that impacts the entire world.
When I grow up, do you think maybe I could get a job like this?
Absolutely, Josh. We'd love to have somebody like you.
Don't worry, I'll check in later. Hey, Caroline! You won't believe what I did with cow manure.
Sounds really interesting, Josh. Does it use as much science and technology as the other things they do here in modern dairy farming?
Oh yeah, of course. It's more like dairy farming from the future. It's like magic.
All that magic aside, we've hoped you've learned a lot while discovering what it's like working with the future of dairy here at Pago Ponderosa Dairy.
Plus, meeting all the cool people who work here and the science they use. Who knows? Maybe someday you could be a part of that.
See you next time
For another adventure.
Into the Outdoors.
The following organizations have provided funding for this Into the Outdoors television series.